This mindset could be the most detrimental thing that I have seen that plays against guys over the age of 45 when it comes to putting on muscle or maintaining muscle. And it's simply a mindset. It's not a magic formula, but it is definitely treated as one. Today, I want to tackle a common mistake that's stopping a lot of guys from making real progress in the gym, especially men over 50. It's that rigid mindset of sticking to 3 sets of 12 like it's some magic formula. But here's the truth. If you're stopping at 12 just because you hit that number, you're leaving serious gains on the table. Now, don't get me wrong, 3 sets of 12 isn't a bad thing. It's structured, it's easy to follow, and it's been around forever. But the problem, your muscles don't care about numbers. They care about fatigue, they care about tension, they care about stimulation. And if you're stopping at 12 when you've still got more in the tank, you're missing out on the most valuable reps of the exercise, the ones that actually do trigger that muscle growth that you're working towards. Think of all of your sets for an exercise as one giant set, split up by short rest periods. Your goal isn't to just hit a number, is to push your muscles as close to exhaustion as possible. That means if you hit 12 and you still have more to give, keep going. If you start slowing down at the end, fight through it. Those reps are where the growth happens. If you hit failure but still want to squeeze out more, use partial reps, drop sets, or even a few ugly reps to push past your limits. The goal is maximum fatigue, not perfect numbers. You should be climbing toward a point of exhaustion where your muscles have no choice but to adapt and grow. I always tell the guys who train with me, you worked too hard to get to the 10th rep. Why stop now? Those last few reps are where the real work happens. Counting reps can actually hold you back because it tricks you into stopping too soon. Instead, think of reps as a reference point, not a rule. Focus on how your muscles feel, not just hitting the number. Oftentimes when I'm helping guys and working out with guys, I'll be standing there as sort of their motivator and spotter if needed, and they'll get to the 10th or 12th rep and they'll start to slow down or stop. And I will say to them, why are you stopping? You have one more. And then they'll do it. And I'll say, wait, you did that too easy. You have another one. And then they'll do it. And then they find that when they were stopping at between 10 and 12, they could have actually done 14 or 15. And in some cases, they really didn't even have the weight right. So they're not pushing themselves as much as they could be. I fell victim to this years ago when I found myself needing to stop at 12. And because I had reached the number, I was putting the weight down and I was leaving too much on the table. And I quickly learned that. So how do you make this shift in your training? 1, listen to your body. If you can push past 12, do it. If you fail at 8, that's fine too. The goal is to push to the edge. 2, use intensity techniques, drop sets, partial reps, and slowing down the negative portion of a lift can all help you reach true fatigue in that muscle group. And 3, leave nothing in the tank. If you stop a set feeling like you could have done more, then guess what, guys? Then you should have done more. This doesn't mean you should destroy yourself every workout. Recovery is just as important. But when it's time to train, you need to commit to training hard. Some sets will take you further than others, and that's exactly what you want. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, not when you check off a number on a piece of paper. If you've been stuck in that 3 sets of 12 mindset, it's time to break free. So treat your sets as one giant set toward exhaustion, not separate, disconnected efforts. Push yourself to failure. Get comfortable with those last brutal reps and start training by feel instead of by numbers. That's where the real muscle growth will happen. So make every rep count.